This stage begins with the shooter using their rifle touching the tank trap prop. There is a plate rack out here, must be neutralized, and there are 2 targets out there that must get 2 hits each. Once they've engaged those targets, they're going to come here and engage the Know Your Limits plate rack from the standing position. After engaging that, they'll safe the rifle and move down the hill into the shoot house. Once the shooters move down the hill, they'll acquire their PCC off this table, move into the shoot house. All the paper targets are pistol or PCC. Green steel or no shoots. Poppers and popper clay launchers are for shotgun. Shotgun can be staged in either of these areas. Again, green plates or no shoots. Plate rack here is pistol. More paper. These plates here are shotgun or pistol or PCC. Most are taking them with PCC. From here, the spinner is pistol or PCC. Acquire your shotgun, shoot 2 slugs at the slug target out there, and then move on to all the birdshot targets from their respective positions. This is our first stage of the day, and I'm early in the squad, so I'm looking directly into the sun as I engage these long-range targets. To comply with the touching the tank trap stage procedure, I am pulling my bipod into it. This also adds to my stability.
2!
I reload and move up to engage the Know Your Limits plate rack. The sun from this angle is particularly blinding. A lot of glare on my lens, making it difficult to see the targets.
1, 2, 3.
I discard the rifle on safe and head down the hill into the shoot house. I grab my PCC as I enter the shoot house and charge it. My route through the shoot house is intended to make sure that I don't cover the same ground twice, except at the end when I have to grab the shotgun and go back through some of the same positions to engage those specific targets. Coming up into this window, there are some green steel. The green steel are no shoots. I reload on the move as I move to the next shooting area with more green steel no shoots. The 180 does still apply inside the shoot house, so you'll see my PCC off to the left as I'm moving this direction. The 180 is to my right. Always reload before engaging spinners. Unfortunately, I suffer a failure to eject here, but I am able to clear it by just turning and dumping the spent casing out.
Over!
Shotgun time now. I have a difficult time seeing the target again because I'm looking into the sun and my reticle washes out against the backdrop.
That's 2.
I reload with a magazine of birdshot to finish out the rest of the stage. The large poppers launch clays. The 180 is now to my left. I break the gun off of my body as I move through the house to make sure that I don't catch it on anything that would make me unintentionally break the 180. If a clay doesn't launch, the shooter just needs to fire an extra shot and it is counted as a hit.
Sorry, that was...
Inches.
Now you're over. There you go.
Right. There you go. Stay there. Hit and move.
Okay. Hit move. Good job.
He can pick it up. I'm not.
One. 2, 3.
One, two, right. 1, 2, 5.
In the house, in the house. There you go. Not a bad angle.
I got a pretty good video of some of you. I got a good video.
My POV looks crazy.
Alright, if you are done, show clear.
All right, you just watched stage 5 of High Desert 3-Gun 2019. This was our 4th stage of the match. I'm Russell Fagan, aka Sinistral Rifleman. I'm here with InRange patrons Joe, Jorge, Jay, and Austin to talk about this stage. Now this was a pretty fun stage in that we started off on some long-range targets, and then we had to go down into the tactical pit, into the simulated shoot house. So for me, I was early up on this one, and the glare from the sun was horrendous at this point in the morning. It made engaging the long-range targets pretty challenging, and I had to pause more to actually see through my optic, particularly when I moved forward to the standing offhand know your limits plate rack. That took me a minute to get in the eye box and actually see the targets because there was so much glare, but once I was down in the shoot house, everything went pretty good down there, and I had a pretty efficient run. One malfunction with my PCC, didn't have any sense. I re-lubed everything. We're in a dry, dusty environment, and the PCCs are straight blowback, so they get dirty pretty quickly, and after re-lubing it and swabbing the barrel, no problems. How'd it work out for you guys?
I thought it worked out pretty good. The gods favored me, and I shot an hour after Russell when the sun was significantly higher, so I didn't have any glare. so I was able to work through the rifle.
Well, that's the trade-off, because I shot with no wind on stage 3,
right,
and I got to deal with the glare on this stage, and you dealt with the rain, so you got no glare on this one, and that's the trade-off sometimes you experience in practical shooting environments. Dealing with the weather isn't something the match staff can control. You just have to deal with whatever conditions are presented to you.
And it's a good deal. It's a good reason not to freak out about conditions, because they're going to change tomorrow. They're going to change in an hour. Just go on, keep your head high. But the rest of the stage went well. I jumped off the hill and baseball slid down and proceeded into the kill house. And I've been through kill houses a lot, being in the Army. That was one of my primary jobs. So I felt at home running around it, being safe with the weapon and keeping it downrange. And I felt like I ran through it really quickly. I had one malfunction with the PCC that was my fault. I didn't put the magazine in the gun all the way and had to pull it out because it stripped the first round partially, and I had to drop it and kick the next round off because it hooked it, and from there on it was smooth sailing.
All right.
Yeah, and I totally redeemed myself on this stage. It was awesome. I didn't really have too much of a glare problem, although I did discover that in the early morning lights, dust bloomed off when I hit the plate racks. Just dust went everywhere. I was shooting prone to get the long-range targets, non-issue, just schwacked them all. However, the 590M magazine fell out of my chest rig when I got up from prone, so I had to go back and retrieve that. Thankfully, the guys notified me of that.
I yelled at you to get that because I was the shooter behind you and saw it.
Thank you, by the way, thank you. After that, again, just ran down the hill. I'm a big guy, so I kind of had like the inertia thing going on. It was kind of hard to slow down. But once I entered the kill house, it was awesome. Just no further issues. I think I may have missed one flying shotgun clay, but otherwise, just loads of fun. Good stage. Didn't tag any no shoots. It was good work.
All right.
For me, as a day 2, my confidence was a lot higher than day 1. I was able to engage the long-range target with the rifle, hit the know your limit target, able to proceed down the hill, and from that point on, the targets were I was able to engage them very methodically because I knew exactly what was supposed to be shot with what at that point. And went through it. I wasn't the fastest, I didn't do the best, but I was able to engage every target, and I knew that my weakness was being able to focus on multiple targets at once, so I completely ignored the clay because it's not that big of a deal just missing the target. And I didn't time out, and I completed the stage, and I thought I did pretty well.
All right.
So this is my first stage shooting my AR instead of the 236K, and it was a significant improvement, making first round hits at I think 200, I think a second round hit at 300. So it was pretty noticeable difference shooting those two different guns, and then running down PCC in the kill house or shoot house. It was fun. It was very smooth. I don't know if I was fast or what, but it was definitely smooth, and I was able to visualize where I winged a shot over a silhouette shoulder, so I was able to correct that issue and put a second shot through him. And then obviously shotgun, and my struggle with shotgun is real, so whatever.
Fortunately, this was the stage with probably the least amount of shotgun, 9 bird shot and 2 slugs, and 3 flying clays, so pretty low on the shotgun. Interesting thing on the stage was they used green steel as no shoots. And
did someone say no shoot?
Get the hell out of here, Fox man! We're gonna hold a tribunal for him later because he willfully executed a number of hostages on this stage.
Shameful.
Just
What a shame.
blowing him right out of the way. Maybe he went to the speed school of hostage rescue. So, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for stage 5, our 4th stage of High Desert 3-Gun 2019. Thank you for watching. Come back again to see more match coverage of High Desert 3-Gun.